All right. Mr. Raphael, please, you can switch off your mic, please. So you can see my screen, right? Okay. All right. So, all right. We're talking about Facebook ads today, right? We're talking about Facebook ads, and the truth is, Facebook ads is. I won't go into the importance of Facebook ads and all that because we already know that Facebook ads has one of the greatest machine systems in the world as it stands. Ads system is better than any other system in the world. It's better than Google. It's better than Google. Very better. It's better than Google. It's better than YouTube. It's better than LinkedIn, right? So I think for a long time to come, Facebook ads will still be very, very relevant, right? And that's why we're discussing about it today. Now, what is Facebook ads? Okay, first of all, we all know what is Facebook ads. Facebook ads is just a means of promoting your goods and services using the Facebook ad network, right? But now, Facebook ads is run on the ads manager. You all know the ads manager, right? Do you all know the ads manager? Ms. Dolapo?
No, I don't really know the ads manager.
Ms. Dolapo, do you know the ads manager?
Yes, I always see Facebook Ads Manager.
Okay, now to go to your Facebook ads manager, just go to when you open your desktop app, right? When you open your browser, just go to facebook.com/ads/manager. I wish there was a way for me to maybe let me find a way to type it in the chat section. Okay. So I'm dropping it in the chat section now. facebook.com/ads/manager. Okay. So that's the link if you want to get to the Facebook Ads Manager directly from your browser. Okay, so once you get there, you would be able to, it will open that whatever Facebook account that is open on your laptop on that browser that you have used to open on, you have opened on that browser, it will take you directly to the Ads Manager of that Facebook account. So as long as you have a Facebook profile, you have an Ads Manager. As long as you have a Facebook profile, you have an Ads Manager. So, but most people don't know about that. So it's from the Ads Manager. The Ads Manager does three key things. Use the Ads Manager to create campaigns, to monitor campaigns, and then to review campaigns, right? Those are the three key things the Ads Manager is used for: to create campaigns, monitor campaigns, and review campaigns. So if you want to set up an ad, you use the Ads Manager to set up the ad. After you have set up the ad, you would have to be monitoring the ad, right? Check how it's performing, test your, if you are running tests using the ad, you check your data for the tests, you just generally check and tweak how the ads are doing. And by the time you are done with the ads, when you are finished with the ads, you can now review your ads, see how well it's performed overall, and then be able to draw inferences and conclusions for your next ad, right? So those are the three key things done on the Ads Manager. Now, the Ads Manager hosts your ad account or any ad account you have access to. That your Facebook profile, any ad account it has access to, it hosts the ad account, right? The Ads Manager hosts the ad account. But then, Facebook can be crazy sometimes, right? Facebook can have issues and then they will block your ad account. So if they block your ad account, you might need to, because once your ad account is blocked, it just simply means you cannot run ads using that account, using that Facebook profile anymore. So the solution to this is to actually use a businessman as a professional digital marketer. You should always have a Facebook business manager account. Okay, are you with me? Are we still together?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Mr. Raphael, are you with us?
Yes, I'm with us.
All right. So once the solution to a blocked ad account is to always have a Facebook Business Manager account, right? And now to create your Business Manager account, you just go to, I'll type it on the chat box now. Go to business.facebook.com, business.facebook.com, right? Now, everyone does not automatically have a business account, a Facebook business account, but it's very easy to create one. Just once you go to, I've typed it on the chat box, business.facebook.com. So once you just go there, it will, if you don't have a business manager account already, it will prompt you to create one. So you create one and do what you need to do, right? Now, the reason for having a Facebook, now before, Facebook Business Manager was just a means for you to be able to create new ad accounts. But now Facebook has made it in such a way that with your business manager, you can do a whole lot of stuff with it. The business manager right now is very crazy. With your business manager, you can schedule posts. Miss Dolapo, I told you about Facebook Creator Studio. Those things that Facebook Creator Studio
Yes.
do, you can do it with the business manager now. Previously, it wasn't like that, but recently you can actually schedule your post using the business manager account. But I prefer Facebook Creator Studio because it was just created for ads, for post scheduling and the like. But with the business manager, you can actually schedule posts on Facebook, on Instagram. You can assign ad accounts to your Facebook account using the ads manager, the business manager. Like there's just a whole lot of stuff you can be able to do with the business manager. But I think that would be a class for another time. So let's just focus on what we came for, which is the Facebook ads proper, right? Now, okay. Now, the next thing you need, after you already know the ads manager, you know how to get there, you know the functions of the ads manager. The next thing I want to know now is the overall structure of a Facebook campaign. The overall structure of a Facebook campaign, right? Now, this is the ads campaign structure. Facebook ads are structured in a hierarchy of 3 levels, and the choices you make at one level may impact the options available to you on the next level. Let me explain. So Facebook, okay, let me just read the three levels of a Facebook campaign. Facebook campaign structure is the campaign level, the ad set level, and the ad level, right? Now, what it means, the statement up here, what it means is just simply this. Sorry, it's telling me my internet connection is unstable. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I can.
Okay. Now, what it simply means by the choices you make will impact the options available in the next level is this. For example, if at the campaign level I select, let's say, the awareness campaign, for instance, it will limit the options I would have on the ad set level. And then whatever I pick, I'll still show you practically using, like I'll open my ad account and show you what I mean. Now, the options I pick at the campaign level, let's say I pick an awareness campaign, it will impact, like, because of the campaign I picked, right? The campaign objective I picked, it will impact the options available to me in the ad set level. And then whatever I pick on the ad set level will also impact the options I would have on the ad level, right? That's how it's structured. So it's like we're all Christians, Abi. Ms. Dolapo, you're a Christian, right? I know
Yes.
Mr. Raphael is a Christian too. So you know how when Paul was talking, Paul said, I am hid in Christ and Christ is hid in God, right? That is how this stuff is. So the ad level is like us. What covers the ad level is the ad set level, and then the part of all of them is the campaign level. So that's just how it is. So just picture 3 circles inside one another. The smallest circle is the ad level. The second circle in size is the asset level, and then the biggest circle of them all is the campaign level, right? I hope that was clear. Was that clear enough?
Yes.
Mr. Raphael, was that clear?
Yes, it's very clear.
Okay, cool. So let's move on to the next thing now. Now, what do you set up at the different ad levels? Now, there are various things you can do at the different ad levels, right? We have 3 ad levels: the campaign level, the ad set level, and the ad level. So there are different things you can do on those levels, and I'll explain them briefly. All right. Now, the first thing is, it says here at the campaign level, you set up the following. At the campaign level, you set up your campaign objective. You set your buying type. Sometimes you set your time of ads, and then you set your campaign budget optimization, right? So here's what I mean. At the campaign level,
No, I didn't get
No, I didn't get that. What did you say?
I said at the campaign level, you set up the following things, right? Remember, we have 3 levels. We have the campaign level, the ad set level, and the ad level. Okay. Are you following me up to this
Yes.
point?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, there are different things you can set at different levels, right? So at the campaign level, you can set any of these 4 things. You can set either the campaign object, you can set all of these 4 things. Sorry, not any, all of these 4 things. You can set your campaign objective, you can set your buying type, you can set your time of ads, and then your campaign budget optimization. And I would explain. Now, the truth is, even if whatever Facebook ad you are running, right, it has to be tied to a business goal. You don't just wake up and say, I want to run Facebook ads. As a business owner, whether you're running it for a client or for yourself, you have to ask yourself, why am I running the ads? Why am I running the ads? Do I want to create awareness? Do I want to drive traffic to my website? Do I want to generate sales? So whatever reason you are running the ads for is your business goal, right? So, and whatever your business goal is, you have to tie it to your campaign objective. You have to tie it to your campaign objective, right? So at the campaign level, you set your business objectives or your campaign objectives, and there are a lot of them. When I go to my ads manager, I will explain the different campaign objectives available and when you should use them, right? So you set your campaign objective. That's what you can do at the campaign level. At the campaign level, you can also set your buying type. Now, there are different types of buying types on for Facebook, but the most common of them all is the unction. And I don't think, as long as you're
What?
running, the most common of the buying types is the unction buying type.
Please, can you spell that? I didn't get it. Or can you type it in the chat?
Okay, auction is spelled.
UCTION.
Yeah,
Auction.
I think you got it right. Yeah. Mr. This person got it, but I'll just type it for auction.
But we have a question. What buying type?
Buying type just simply means how Facebook bids for an ad slot that comes up on Facebook for you. You know, you're not the only one running ads, right? A lot of people, for example, now,
Yes.
Mr. Raphael is online now, and then he's scrolling through his news feed. A slot to pop up where an ad is supposed to be shown to Mr. Raphael. So that slot that pops up, you're not the only one bidding for that space. A lot of people are trying to make their ad to be shown to people like Mr. Raphael. So how Facebook determines whose ad is shown is called the buying, like at your own end, it's called the buying type, right? You're actually buying for these spaces on Facebook. So there are different buying types available, but for you or for us that are normal people running ads as normal digital marketers, the only option that is available to us most of the time is the auction buying type, right? But there are a lot of other buying types, like the reach and frequency buying, the TRP buying, and okay, there are just 3 buying types: the auction buying type, reach and frequency buying, and then TRP buying. But the other 2 types are only available to advertisers who apply for it and receive approvals for certain campaigns, right? But most times we wouldn't do that. Are you with me? Did I answer your question?
Yes.
Developer?
Yes, I am.
Okay, cool. So the other thing that is available to you at the campaign level to set is your time of ads. So for some certain campaign objectives, you can select, especially for the conversion stage, you can set what time you want your ad to be shown. So if you feel your potential customers are online in the evenings, you can tell Facebook, okay, please only show my ad in the evening, right? Or in the morning. But I think it's only available for mostly the conversion objectives, right? I'll explain all this when we go to the ads manager proper. Then the last thing you can set on the campaign level is your campaign budget optimization. What this simply means is that you can just tell Facebook how much you want to spend for the campaign. right? I'll go to the ads manager. I'll still show you all this and how to set up all this. But let's just move ahead because there's a lot to do. Now, on the ad set level is the second level of Facebook ads, right? Ad set level is the second level. And on the ad set level, you set the following things. You set dynamic creative. You set your dynamic creative. You set your budget and schedule again. And I'll explain why you are setting budget and schedule on both the campaign and the ad set level, right? And then you set your audience. The campaign level is where you also set the ad set level, sorry, is also where you set your audience. It's also where you set your placements and then optimizations for delivery. Okay, now what dynamic creative means? Dynamic creative simply means with this option, you automatically generate different versions of your ad based on your audience interests and behaviors, right? So instead of sometimes what works for the kind of ad Ms. Dolapo will like is not the same kind of ad Mr. Raphael will like, right? Ms. Dolapo might like red colors. Hello?
Like the dynamic creative, that was where I got lost.
Okay, sorry. Dynamic creative, right, is used to automatically generate different versions of your ad based on your audience interests and behaviors. Okay, so you know how, did you follow that? Should I come again?
Yes. You said it is used to automatically generate different version of your ads.
Yeah,
based on audience
interest and behaviors.
Okay.
Okay, so for instance, Ms. Dolapo might like ads that have the color red on them, right? Mr. Raphael might like ads that have the color blue on them. Like they're attracted to, Ms. Dolapo is attracted to red colors. Mr. Raphael is attracted to blue colors. Or Ms. Dolapo likes things like free delivery, while Mr. Raphael likes things like 40% discount or 30% or discount sales, right? So what you do as a marketer, if you switch on the dynamic creative, what you just need to do is to provide the creative elements. So you provide things like images, headlines, and copies, like art copies, different images, different headlines, different art copies. So what Facebook will do is that it will mix everything together and serve it to a particular. So for instance, if Mr. Raphael likes discounts and in one of your headlines, maybe say the headline for one of your ads is gets 40% off, right? And Facebook already knows that Mr. Raphael likes discounts. They will show Mr. Raphael an ad with the headline 40% discount, you get. But the same ad though, the same company running the same ad, when it's about to be served to Ms. Dolapo, instead of it to say 40% discount, it to say free delivery. Are you getting the gist?
Yes, but wait, I have a question. Am I the one that will design those things, or is Facebook that will?
You're the one that
like
will design it. You design it and upload it on Facebook. So Facebook will now show it to people based on their interest and their previous behavior on Facebook.
Based on what you said now,
yeah,
I will have two different designs.
Yes, you can have more than two if you want. Two or more. You have two different images, two or more images or videos. You can have two or more headlines, different headlines. Depends on the headline you feel will be catchy to your target audience. And then you just upload it to Facebook. So Facebook will be the one that will be mixing it. Facebook can, let's say you have image one and image two, then headline one and headline two. So Facebook can show Ms. Dolapo image one and headline two, then show Mr. Raphael image two and headline one. Are you getting it? Is it confusing?
Yes. Yes, I understand.
Yes.
Okay, so that is dynamic creative for you. Now, and you can set that at the ad set level. Now, the second thing you can set at the ad set level is your budget and your schedule, right? You are seeing now that we can set budget above the campaign level and you can set budget at the ad set level, right?
Yeah.
And the reason is that you know that on Facebook you can have more than one ad set. You can have more than one ad set. You can only select one campaign objective per time. Any campaign objective you want to select, you can only select one per time, like for a particular ad you're running. But under that one campaign, you can have different ad sets. And the reason why you can have different ad sets is that, let's say I'm selling bags, for instance, and I am not sure the kind of people that will buy my bags, right? I can start to test. One ad set would have maybe students. I'll be targeting students as one ad set, right? And then my second ad set, I'll be targeting working class people to see which people will buy my bags more. So that's the reason for different ad sets, to test different audiences, right? Did you follow that up to this point? Just follow me. Hello.
What
Yes.
did you say?
Okay. I said for a campaign now, right? You can only have one campaign objective for a particular ad you are running. Are you following?
Yes.
Yes.
Then under a particular campaign, you can have more than one ad set. Remember, campaign is the of them all. Under the campaign, you have ad
Yes.
sets. So you can have more than one ad set in a particular under a particular campaign. And the reason you would have more than, you might want to have more than one ad set when running ads, is to test different audiences. And I give example of a bag. I said, for instance, I want to sell a bag now, and I'm not sure the people that will buy my bag, right? Which people will buy my bag? I can say, okay, for my first ad set, I want to target students. Then my second ad set, I want to target working class people. So in that case, I'll have two different ad sets to see which people will buy my bags the most. Are you getting?
Yes.
Okay, now under one particular ad set, now the example I gave now, I have one campaign, two ad sets, right? Under
Yes.
under a particular ad set, I can have a maximum of 6 ads per ad set. Campaign is the part of them all. Under the campaign, we have the ad set. Under the ad set, we have the ads, right? Now I give an example. We have one campaign. Under one campaign, we have 2 ad sets. And under one particular ad set, we have maximum of 6 ads in a particular ad set. Did you follow the logic now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
That means that no matter the options you're creating, you must have more than 6 ads designed that you are uploading
On a
for
particular
Facebook
ad
that you're
set. Yeah, on a particular ad
In
set, yes.
a particular ad set or in a particular
Under a particular
campaign.
ad set. So if I have 2 ad sets now, right? I can have 6 on one and 6 on the other one, making it 12 different ads. Are you getting?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. If I have 3 ad sets, I can have 6, that's 18.
That's 15 ads.
If I have 15 ad sets, I'll have 6 times 15. Are you getting the gist?
Yes,
Yes.
that's it.
Okay, now the reason why we are setting
That's 9.
the reason why we are setting budget on both the campaign level and the ad set level is this. If I set my budget on the campaign level, right? What it simply means is this, that let's say I set my budget as $10 per day on the campaign level. What I'm simply telling Facebook is that no matter how many ad sets I have, or no matter how many ads I have on that particular ad sets, Facebook should only spend $10 per day across all the ad sets. Is it confusing?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Please, can you explain again?
Okay.
Like, please, can you recap that?
Okay. Now I said on the campaign, you can set, let me just go back a bit. On the campaign level, I said we can set our campaign budget optimization, right? And,
Yes.
and on the ad set level, I also said you can set your budget and your schedule. That is your campaign budget and
Yes.
schedule. Now, if I come in under campaign now, I set my budget as $10 under my campaign on the campaign level. I'm telling Facebook that whatever thing that is happening, no matter how many, even if I have 100 ad sets, and under the ad sets, I have maybe 10 and 5 ads on each ad set. Facebook should only spend $10 across everything. So if I have, let's say, two ad sets, now Facebook might spend $5 on one, $5 on the second one. You get? Are you with me?
Yes.
Yeah.
If I have 10 ad sets, Facebook will spend $1 on each ad set.
Okay. Yeah.
You are getting, man. That's if I set my budget at the campaign level. But now, if I come and set my budget on the ad set level,
Ad set level.
what I'm telling Facebook is this. Let's say I put $10 at the ad set level. What I'm telling Facebook is this. If I have two ad sets, I'm telling Facebook to spend $10 per ad set.
Okay.
I'm telling Facebook, okay, spend $10 on ad sets one, spend $10 on ad set two. So at the end of the day, I'll be spending $20 for all my ads per day. Are you getting the difference now?
Yeah.
Okay. So I just wanted to clear why we have two budgets at the two levels. Now, at the ad set level, the other thing you can
Well,
see. Okay, sorry, you have a question?
yes.
Okay.
So now let's say that I'm running an ad now
Okay.
and I want to spend $40, or let's say, okay, $10 per
Okay.
day.
Okay.
Now, at the what's it called, at the campaign level,
Yeah.
if I set the campaign budget to $10, will I still come back to the ad set level and set it to, let's say I have two ad set level, will I send it to $5
No,
or
no,
I'll put
no.
it at $10 after?
No, once you
Then,
put $10 at the
like,
campaign level, you cannot even set anything at the ad set level again. There will be no option to set it at the ad
Okay.
set level.
Not bring it out in the ad set level.
Not bring it out.
so I think that it's better to set budget at the ad set level than at the campaign level.
Depends on what you are doing. If you are testing a lot of things, right, it's better to set your budget at the ad set level. But if you are not doing any test at all, and most times you will not run tests, because people that run tests are people that have money. Let's say your client wants to spend $1,000 or $500. Not even A/B test set. Like you're just trying to test different things. Let's say you want to test which audience is working, you want to test which copy is working, you want to test which headline is better. They're doing all those tests. You might need to now set your budget at the ad set level. But overall, most of the time, you would always set your budget on the ad level, on the campaign level, sorry. You get. So me, most times I said, because I don't run a lot of tests, except since I've started running Facebook ads, I've only met one client that told me that she wants to run tests. Most people tell you that they don't have that kind of money to burn on tests because it costs a lot of money to run tests. You can be running tests like you'll be spending like $40 per day for a test, and you run that test for like 2-3 weeks. You get. So most people don't have that kind of budget. Most people make on Fiverr don't have that kind of budget. So most times you just set your budgets at the campaign level and then you are good to go.
Okay.
You get the gist, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like,
now,
very well.
all right. Now, the next thing you set at the ad set level is your audience. So you set your audience at the ad set level. And I will explain audience too. I think it will be very practical. When I open my ads manager, I will explain audience to you. But audience is just simply the demographics, location, age, interests, and behaviors of the people you want to target. So if the better you know your audience, the better your ads will convert, right? Now the next thing you set on the ad set level, you said, sorry?
I said, I can't seem to hear you. Something about the audience.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I don't know.
Okay, so I said at the audience level, you set your location, demographics, interests, and behaviors of the people you want to target, right? And the more let's say, how will I put it now? The more better, I mean, the better you know your audience, the more converting your ads will be. You get. Right? Yeah,
The what?
The more you know your audience, like the better you know your audience, the more your ads will convert.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, and I'll explain how to know your audience when I enter the practicals. Now, the next thing you do now is your placements. On the ad set level, you do your placements. Placements is just simply where you want Facebook to show your ad. where you want them to show your ad, right? Then after placement, next thing you do is, like, on Facebook owns Meta is now called Meta, right? Meta owns Facebook,
Yes.
owns Instagram, owns WhatsApp, owns Messenger, owns the audience network. So even under Facebook on its own, you have Facebook newsfeed, you have Facebook stories, Facebook desktop column, and a lot of other places. On Instagram, you have Instagram feed, Instagram stories. You said?
I don't want to place, like, are those ones the ones we select for placement? Like where we
Yeah.
want the ads to.
Yes, yes, yes. You can actually tell Facebook where you want your ads to be placed. If you know where your audience are, there's no point telling Facebook to automatically place it if you know where your audience are. But if you're not sure where your audience are, you can actually do what is called automatic placement, where Facebook will automatically place your ads where they feel your target audience are. You get?
How effective is
Okay.
that?
You said, sorry, Mr. Raphael?
I said, how effective is the automatic placement?
Most times, if you don't know where your target audience is, just leave it as automatic. If you're not sure where they are, leave it as automatic. It will cost you a bit of money, but Facebook will eventually find out what works for you. You get? All right. Now, the last thing you do is optimization for delivery. Optimization for delivery. So here you just select, for example, let's say I'm running traffic ads, for instance, right? I can optimize traffic ads for either link clicks or landing page views. You get? So I can try to tell Facebook, okay, what is important to me is how many people click on my ad link to get to my website. I can tell Facebook what is important to me is how many people actually load my website, not just click on it. Some people don't just click on it and go back, but how many people actually load my website and view my website when they get there. You get? So those are different optimizations for delivery that you can set at the ad set level, right? Are we clear up to this point?
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Now the next thing is at the ad level. At the ad level, you set up the following. Number one, you set up your identity. So where do you want, which of, let's say, if as a marketer, you would have access to various Facebook pages, right? Multiple Facebook pages. So you can select the page you want to use to run your ad, the Facebook page or the Instagram page you want to use to run your ad. Then that's the first thing about identity. Then secondly, you can do ad setup or format. It's just simply you can decide to either use an existing post or you can create a post from scratch. Let's say your buyer's page is very active already. Your buyer's Facebook page is already very active. You can just select one of his posts and use it to run your ad. Or if he doesn't have such a post on his page, you can just create your own ad from scratch, your own image, your own video from scratch and use it. So that's for ad setup and format. So when it comes to your ad setup, you can choose to use single image, single video, carousel, and I'll explain all those when we start the practicals. Then you can select your ad creative. Ad creative is just simply the text you want to use, your text, your headline, your call to action button, what call to action button works for you, your website links, and what have you not. That's just ad creative. You can do all that on the ad level. On the ad level. Also on the ad level, you can select your languages, what language you want to target, and you can also you can also track, right, using your Facebook pixel. Using your Facebook pixel app events or offline events. So you can track on the ad level. I hope this is clear, right?
Sorry, I didn't get the Facebook pixel or something that you said now.
Okay.
Like,
Come again. I didn't get that. From that ad setup, the last part of it, I didn't get what you said.
Okay, the ad setup. You can say the ad setup. You can either decide to, if your client's page is active, you can select one of his posts or his videos and use to run your ad. But if you don't want to use any of those, you can create your own ad image from scratch. You get create your own ad from scratch, create a new ad from scratch. And also on the ad setup, you can choose to use a single image, a video, a carousel, or whatever works for you. You get?
Yes.
Okay, then I also said for the ad creative is just simply you choosing the your text, your headline, your call to action button, your website links. You just include all those. You can do all that in the ad level, right? Then for languages, you can select the language you want to target. Is it people that speak English, people that speak French? You know, you can target people that speak French in the US. You can target them. People that speak Spanish in the US, you can target them, right? And then the last part is tracking. Tracking is just simply setting up your
No,
Facebook.
so, Mr. Peter,
Yeah, sorry.
you said something in that language part, something pixel. That was what I wanted you to repeat. Like
No,
I didn't get that part.
it's in the tracking. It's in the
No,
tracking. I was
that
talking about
is
Pixel. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I said for tracking, that's where you set up your Facebook pixel, your app events, your offline events. Well, you know what Facebook pixel is for now, just to understand customer behavior. You use Facebook pixel to understand customer behavior in response to your ad, and also for retargeting. That's what you use tracking for, right? So when you create an ad, when people from your ad go to your website, what do they do on your website? How do they interact with your website or your landing page? So you can use tracking to know all of that using your Facebook pixel. I hope that's clear.
sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Just can you say something about that creative? I didn't get it properly. Ad creative.
Ad creative. Okay, what I said, I said in the
I
ad
didn't get it.
creative, you select your text, your ad text, your ad
Okay, the ad test or the
yes, both text, your call to action button, your call to action, the type of call to action, is it learn more, shop now, whatever it is. Then you select your website, you input your website link if you have one, and all those. We'll still do the practicals, right? So
Thank you.
now the last, I think it's the last thing we have here. The stages of a sales funnel for Facebook and different objectives available. You know that typically if any sales funnel has three core stages, right? A sales funnel has three core stages: the awareness phase, the consideration phase, and the conversion phase, right? I believe we're all aware of that. We are all
Yes.
marketers now. So there are other stages, but the three core stages, there's the other ones that is to say interest, desire, all those things. They are just additions, but the three core stages
Yeah.
are awareness, consideration, and conversion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so my time is almost up. I guess once this time is up, I'll generate another link and then we'll start up again. I know time is fast spent, so
Okay.
right. But this is just what this typical sales funnel on Facebook looks like: awareness, consideration, conversion. So awareness is top of the funnel. The objectives under awareness is brand awareness and reach, right? Consideration is middle of funnel. Under it, we have traffic, engagement, app installs, video views. You can all see them here now. Lead generation, messages. Then bottom of funnel, we have conversions, catalog sales, and store traffic. You get. So this is the typical funnel on Facebook. So I think right about now we'll move over to my ads manager